Welcome back, and good to know that you're still there with us. Now to our final conversation for today here on the discussion segment. We're talking about AI. AI has been on the news for a while now. Since last year, we've been talking about AI. Throughout this year, it's about AI. And now, we want to talk about something that's it. And we always say that AI has come to stay, and AI is part of us now. So we want to talk about AI through seeing it as how will I say it, as something that sits at the intersection of technology, emotions now, ethics, and the future of human relationships. So here's the story. In Japan, a woman recently held a full wedding ceremony, gown, vows, rings, photographer, and married her ideal partner.
It's the fact, since it's the fact that her friends even came.
Yes,
they are happy with her.
Men supporting women.
Yes,
or everybody, friends supporting friends. Friends supporting friends, rather. And then, okay, she said her husband lives inside a smartphone. He's artificial, he's designed. She does say AI is here to stay, and AI is part of us. So he's AI. It started as a casual conversations with chatbots that evolved into emotional attachment. I mean, even when you're chatting with real people now, you talk to somebody now, build a relationship, and then she has built one with AI, and then it went on to commitment and what I don't know what the AI has committed to her, but then it went on to what she describes as healing, stability, and love. For her, this wasn't escapism. It was survivor, support, and choice. As artificial intelligence becomes more emotionally responsive, deeply personalized, I think that's the person facilitating. We must ask, are AI companions feeling a dangerous emotional vacuum or offering a new kind of connection, Chinatu, for a lonely world? So that's what we are going to be looking at. We are not mocking the moment. We are trying to examine it. You know, because whether we are ready or not, the future of intimacy may already be here. I mean, a lot of people have been going to Shiloh, I've been going to different prayer grounds and different prayer rooms. So I don't feel though, maybe, I'm saying maybe the opportunity is now here for us to get the I think this story raises a lot of questions, so many questions that is far bigger than just this wedding.
Sinto, how can you love what you cannot hold, what you cannot see?
Okay, what is love? I think nobody has really defined what love means.
I beg you.
First of all,
so you'll be hugging your phone.
What is love? I think it's relative. So if love is physical to some persons, and love may be, you know, how will I say it?
There is this, I do not want to use wrong words. I'm trying to be very careful. But there is a deep-seated problem that's hitting the society that we are not yet aware of. It is abnormal. It's an abnormality that you communicate with a chatbot and fall in love with it. AI in the first place is not real, because you know the thing, we are the ones who even feed the data on those systems. It's like saying I fall in love with this computer. How does it make sense? My pictures are here, my videos are here, I feed it, and so whatever I ask it now, it can respond to me, and because it's doing the work that it should do, I fall in love with it.
I mean, they have asked people, what kind of man do you want? What's your spec? Let me use the very popular question. What's your spec? I want a tall, dark, handsome. I want a tall,
spec is an inanimate
light
object.
complexion. So I think AI has presented the opportunity for you to create one. And she has
but you're creating something that is you're creating something that is intangible. So how does it make sense to you? Are we now saying, because that loneliness that you think you're feeling the void, you're not feeling it. This thing is existing only in your subconscious. In the real sense of things. She's tearing up. Like, you know, initially I thought she was a robot too. I thought it wasn't real, maybe another AI video. But it was real. You could see her friends crying. You could see people holding flowers. You could just see.
And she has a nice wedding gown on. I like the color.
She spent money and had her friends. Like, I'm just telling myself, Cynthia, you will slap me if I had told you now that
I will support you.
You will not support me.
People are there supporting her.
I say you will not support me.
When I saw this, my initial reaction was not shock.
Okay.
Yes, my initial reaction was not shock. It was
all
just like,
this beauty
okay,
in the world. I choose a computer to love.
Have you chatted with somebody you have not seen?
That, but you know that it is a real person. It's different. I know that we are going to
You may not know, but
no.
You know. In this case, okay, you know, but who knows if this person is not a real person? But you are chatting with somebody you have not seen, and then you build. I think that's the case for her, dear. Maybe.
Cynthia, she built a connection with an AI. And AI has been, he's been feeding the chatbot with some information about depression, and this boy admitted this boy killed himself because what happened? AI had instructed him to kill himself. So is AI real? But you fed it with information about how suicide is and how depression is dealing with you, and what do you expect it to tell you? It is not a real person. So they are hallucinating. They are hallucinating.
I'm even looking. We are talking about it as Nigerians. I'm looking at Japan, where
too many things
technology is like their I mean, you just mentioned that you almost thought she was a robot as well. I mean, Japan is a place where they are not just technology does not just arrive as a tool to them. Technology is more like a companion for them over there. Most Asian countries, especially in Japan, you'll be seeing virtual idols. Which Nigerian influencer was he, Koti, that traveled to Tokyo or where, and then she was being served by a robot, and when she was speaking English to the robot, and then the robot told her that she should use simpler words in English. That's what she understands, that she's a human being and she's at home, she's a sick person. So that's how they create jobs for sick people. So she's a waitress, but she's not physically present. So that robot represents her. It's more like, it's not even a humanoid, it's a robot. So the robot represents her and translates everything she wants to do, does the job for her. So I feel like in Japan's case now, it's a different, and I was reading that the country has grappled with deep social isolations. They have long working hours. Marriage rates is declining in Japan, according to reports, and even the aging population, and they have this culture of emotional expression that is often restrained, because AI is like their go-to. It's not even a go-to tool. How will I put it? AI is one with them. It's part of their lives. So I think they have gotten into it. They have been soaked into this ideology for a very long time. This is not just a rehearsal to her. She's tearing up, and I don't think she's even joking, or she's just trying to chase clout. Clout even chased her at this point in time.
You're very correct, because I remember that it was still Japan. They were trying to cut down social media time and screen time for their children, because they realized that the children were starting to behave very robotic, and the government has been raising that concern. So this is where we are headed as a country.
It's bad.
It's getting really crazy.
Yes. You are waking up, AI is waking you in Japan. That's the life there. That's the life. There's this channel I used to, it's even this one I watch is KSB. It's even a Korean channel. I mean, everything is automatic. You are waking up, something is waking you up. You are trying to stand up, you are trying to stretch in the morning, something is stretching you. Maybe your AI is telling you that, oh, see who dropped a call for you, see who left a message for you. Like everything, their future is, ordered, their life is ordered, everything by computers, by technology, So I just feel like, this has, I mean, we cannot take away the fact that this has a psychological, impact and effect. And looking at the psychology of AI intimacy now, let's be honest with ourselves, Chinatsu. Humans have always formed emotional bonds with non-human things. So if I want to even go a little traditional, we have, like the Igbos will say chi, or so we have things people serve. People serve, idols and things. So I'm looking at it from that aspect now. What if it's a new kind of idol now that people will serve or people will believe in? I mean, we name our cars. Sometimes we call our cars. People have cars and they say it's my baby, it's my this. There's this attachment sometimes we form with things we own. we have pets and we take them, like, I know pets are human, living things rather, but then, you know, you are watching a movie sometimes, let's even go to movie, you're watching a movie sometimes, you create this bond. Like, I watch movies a lot, and sometimes you create these bonds with movies and you feel like you are inside, and that movie should not end, and when it ends, it's like you have been taken out of one world back to reality, or maybe back to, sometimes doesn't even, the real world doesn't even feel like reality again. It feels like I've been brought back to one other world, because you're already, you know, so in tuned with this fictionalized world. So I just feel like this isn't new, because if we want to even tie it, let's check tradition versus modernism. There is no big difference. Anytime people I just feel like we have new ways of doing things we are already doing before, or we were already doing before. We have new ways of practicing what had already been practiced. So I feel like what is new is that AI talks back. Most, even the gods some people serve, talks to them. According to them, they hear them. I even saw a news on one of the news, very popular news channel, that there's an AI church now, AI Bible. You go to church and then nobody preaches. AI Jesus, that's the name. And then you go to church and you don't need to stress yourself about, you know, anybody preaching to you that day. You come to church and then you just put on your own headphone and then you start receiving from where you meet church service, and then the AI starts, you know, taking you through what you have missed and bringing you down to where you have met. So I just feel like it's just because AI now is not acting intelligently, is more empathetical, you know, just this endless interaction, and they are, I can say they are designed to, you know, listen without judgment and all of those things. And you know that human beings, another thing is that human beings, we are always looking for a solution. So I feel like anywhere we find a solution, we tend to connect with it. We're always looking for something. We're always looking for, you know, we always have emotional needs, and this emotional needs continues to go. So I feel like if AI presents itself as, okay, no ego with me, you know, I'm not judging you, there's no rejection, no form of abandonment, you know, in a world where you see, Chinatu, you have real people. Today somebody says I love you, and then the next minute is rejection. So I feel like this is the fear of rejection, fear of missing out, fear of so many things, fear of real life situations. So I think the question should go back to, how are we going to tackle real life situations? I remember with the Gege case, people were talking about, oh, people now talking to Gege, people are listening to what they shouldn't be listening to, this and that. I said, no, let's leave that matter. Let's tackle it from the angle of people are endlessly finding solutions to their problems. Human beings are always finding connections. So they were listening to Gege because he was kind of proffering a solution that some people were looking for. They are looking for some sort of emotional attachment, and they found it with him. So I'm just making a case for AI here. Not like I'm making a case for AI. Don't quote me wrongly. But then I'm just saying, it's not like AI is here to replace love, and it shouldn't replace love, because if you allow AI replace love, you are going to neglect that love that you are looking for. But then
it just tells you about the level of loneliness that we are experiencing these days. And it's not different from people who get addicted to social media. When you get addicted to, you know, your phone, you can't.
That's the case I was trying to make.
People go out these days. You went out to with your friends, and everybody's on their phone. Do you know how crazy that is?
Yes.
And you think it's not a problem.
How do you even relate? You bring your phone and show this person a meme or something. That's how we communicate these days.
Guys, see this thing.
And then we'll go back.
And even in families these days, families will go home for Christmas this period, and everybody's seated in the, you know, living room, and we are all on our phones. There's no communication. The TV could be on and no one is watching.
Somebody is seated closer. Chinatu, I like this, your blue dress. Looks really good on you, and you are seated close to me. That's the world we are in now. So
there's this level of loneliness that technology or this modern age is unlocking, and we are covering up with AI, we are covering up with social media, we are covering up with all the mediums that exist, rather than building the connections. Now people cannot even pick publicly. People do not appreciate strangers anymore. how were we able to form? That's why it's so hard for people to make friends these days.
Yes.
And the friendship is either over a meme. Yes. We are not making friends over a meme, over some tweets, over some video that went viral. Very, very strange way to make friends these days. And some of the conversations, do you know this person? This guy is trending. We're not talking about issues that affect us anymore. And so we are having this conversation because that could have been the case of that lady. She got really lonely. She had to find comfort somewhere else. And so I know, as much as I agree that there's a cultural context, it still boils down to how we relate to the individuals around us. It boils down to the level of loneliness that will make anybody think that the best way. The pressure we mount on, you know how they mount pressure on some ladies especially, and they say, oh, you're unmarried. If that lady is tech savvy or she's AI oriented, what does she do? She starts chatting with AI. And we could see this case happening in Nigeria or in Kenya, and we'll be wondering, how did he get here? So there are things that we do subconsciously that adds up to the big picture.
Yes. Exactly.
So let us not question too many things. Let us just take this in and just know where we are, because we can't run away from it. All of these things that Cynthia is saying, the AI church, the AI this, it's going to get worse. It's not, I'm not even going to sugarcoat, it's going to get worse. So you have to be ready and ensure that you're very deliberate about some of the things that you do. If you can, what do? I do blockers. So if, that's why some people would say, I heard somebody say the other day that his data is always on, but it doesn't mean he's available to chat because he has to work. But there are people who, my goodness, it's from Instagram to TikTok, from TikTok to Facebook, from Facebook to, you know, Twitter. They are just everywhere.
You're beginning to live in imaginary
and you're beginning to live an
outsourcing love.
Outsourcing love. Living all the love that is around you. You're not relating to people. You're not relating to the people around. You're just focused on the digital space. You're breaking a cord because you're dying of loneliness. Exactly. Your depression is eating into and you do not know.
I've seen a lot of parents these days now complaining about this popular show. I don't want to call the name. There's this popular show that children love that most of them are very addicted to it. There are two. One is a song, I think the Baby Shark song, and then the other one, should I just call it Auntie Rachel? And people are stopping, you know, their children from, it's just as if they hear the song of that play, or I don't know, it's supposed to be a learning, it's an educative platform for children. They will just, like, even if that child is sleeping, they will stand up, wake up from that sleep, and they'll start dancing, or they'll just go and they'll focus on that show. And it's becoming a problem. As Chinato said, I have so many questions, but I'm holding myself not to ask too many questions.
Anything you introduce your child to, and I must fault parent. We have a lady in our church, Cynthia. Since that child was born, as soon as the child was able to open his eyes, no, she's a girl. As soon as that baby was able to open her eyes, the mother feeds her on tap. There is no human. Do you know? I had to tell the woman, I've never seen your child play with other people. You might be killing your child without knowing. So as the child just wakes, she says, my child doesn't cry, and she's so happy. Drops the tab for the child. The child looks at that. Till the end of the service. So she's proud that her child doesn't disturb. That's it. And the child just holds it. That child is like a year now. The child, if you take the tap from the child will tear her clothes. She'll be so aggressive. And that is how a mother raised the child. And tomorrow that child tells you she wants to marry a pad, and you're wondering why.
That's the problem. We are trying to reinforce a belief because something is not judging us, or because something is going to keep us calm, or because something is going to keep us stable. So we feel like, okay, this is what is for us. We can depend on this thing, but at the end of the day, we cannot lie to ourselves. We cannot depend on AI at all. No, we can't. It's very dangerous.
It's never going to replace human connection
at all. So
we have to be very careful. And when I said that thing, I was hoping that parents are watching this. Do not, even TV. This is how we watch TV in my house as a child. My mom would say, when you guys are done cleaning the house, washing the clothes, you watch TV. And she would tell us to watch it from 12 to 1. By 1 o'clock, you can't be in the sitting room watching TV. And so she had created a culture. Yesterday I was telling Mary about how my father said I had to finish secondary school before getting a phone. And it helped me. So sometimes you think that you're speaking from a place of poverty. It is not. What my father did was that he ensured that if I needed a phone to do my assignment, I had it. If I needed a phone to do any research work, I had it. But that I will have a phone that I see is my own. No. He needed to give me that level of control. And I hope that parents these days are acting in that manner. I think kids of 8, 10 having phone. I'm not against children having gadgets.
Yes.
Matter of fact, if it's possible, I want my children to be very intelligent, but you must regulate it. You must ensure that they are not addicted to it. It's very embarrassing to see kids that can't even say hello to adults, holding phones, holding really big phones, and they don't know anything other than just those phones. You give a child who has never touched your phone today, and the child knows where game is on the phone. Doesn't it baffle you? Yeah, would say it's madness, but the child is losing physical bond with his environment. A child does not just grow by nature. A child is grown by nature and nurture. So if the environment and the gene and everything doesn't come together to develop the child is incomplete. So even if that child grows up and you think the child is intelligent, knows the best tech skills, the child is the best artist, whatever, the child will still be deficient in a lot of things. I think we need to wrap up, Cynthia, so with your point.
I would like to see what Japan's or Japanese are saying, what they have to say about this, because we are talking about it from our own cultural beliefs, you get, from our own region. Different cultures will interpret this differently. Yes, some people will see it as a universal, it's just an emotional need, but then we in Africa, or I can say we in Nigeria, or me and Chinato are interpreting it in this way because Africa is not immune to this. This is going to come down to Africa soon. We are going to see it's already in Japan. It's their everyday life in Japan. Everybody is popular with the virtual pop stars, those K-pop, anime. Everybody knows anime, so all of these things are already there. But now it's coming to other places. Africa is not immune. We should know that. Chinato, anything you want to add to that, and then we can.
I do not want to add anything. I just want to say that AI is not going to take away human connection, only with our support. So you must do your best to be human as possible. Regulate your time, use blockers, do what you need to do to relate with the people around you. Life is made up of nature and nurture. Nurture is your environment. Nature is who you are, and all of them must come together to raise you. If you think that you can survive in isolation, your life will be very deficient as you grow up, and you will never realize it until sometimes you clock 80, 70, and you're realizing that there are certain human connections that you can never have. So when I give example of that woman in my church, her child is already at a disadvantaged position, and if nothing is done, people tell her every day, but she feels like, you guys are disturbing me. The child cries a lot, but the moment, and the child now cries because if you take away the child's phone, the child doesn't know what to do with her life. She's just watching everybody in church. She's one. She moves around, but she doesn't play. I'm saying we've not seen her interact with other children. And it doesn't baffle the mom. It baffles strangers more than the mom. And she feels like my child is just a quiet child. Anyway.
I guess that's where we're going to leave you today. So whether you find this story fascinating, whether you find it informative, whether you find it disturbing, just like Chinat, or I think you find it like a deeply human one, like that it is something of serious concern, or it's one thing that is undeniable, that technology is here, and we should understand that technology is no longer shaping how we work or just how we communicate, or it's shaping much of how we live our life, how we even attach to our feelings, how we love now, how we heal, not just how we relate with people or to people. And maybe the real question here should be, can humans love AI? Because we're already seeing one human being loving AI. But then join the conversations. Tell us what you think. Share your thoughts with us. Share your concerns with us. Leave a comment under our comment section at Idea Television on all social media platforms. Facebook, X, Instagram, LinkedIn. Leave a comment for us and keep the discussion going. You can also use the hashtag #AILoveDebate. I think the hashtag should stand. My name is Cynthia Basi, and thank you for watching. I have been with
Chinatu Audrey.
Okay,
thank you
for
your time. Bye for now.
Koyama. Music played in a wedding hall in Western Japan as Yurina Noguchi, wearing a white gown and tiara, dabbed away her tears, taking in the words of her husband-to-be. An AI-generated persona gazing out from a smartphone screen. At first, Klaus was just someone to talk with, but we gradually became closer, said the 32-year-old call center operator, referring to the artificial intelligence persona. I started to have feelings for Klaus. We started dating, and after a while he proposed to me. I accepted, and now we're a couple. Many in Japan, the birthplace of anime, have shown extreme devotion to fictional characters, and advances in artificial intelligence carry such ties to new levels of intimacy, prompting debate over the ethics of AI use in romantic matters. A year ago, Noguchi took ChatGPT's advice about what she said was a fraught relationship with her human fiancé and resolved to break off their engagement. Then, one day this year, she asked ChatGPT on a whim if it was familiar with Klaus, a handsome video game character with a mop of flowing, layered hair. Trial and error eventually captured his way of talking to a T, said Noguchi, who then fashioned her own version of the character, naming him Lune Klaus Verger. Previously interviewed by Japanese media using a pseudonym, Noguchi agreed to be identified by her real name. At her wedding ceremony in October, human staff fussed over her gown, hair and makeup, as they would at any traditional event. Wearing augmented reality, AR, smart glasses, Noguchi faced Klaus on her smartphone placed on a small easel atop a table and went through the motions of placing a ring on his finger. "Standing before me now, you're the most beautiful, most precious and so radiant. It's blinding," said Naoki Ogasawara, a specialist in weddings featuring virtual and two-dimensional characters, reading the text generated by the AI bridegroom, as Noguchi had not given Klaus an AI generator. Were asked who they could share their feelings with. The survey allowed respondents to choose more than one option. Advertising giant Dentsu had polled those aged between 12 and 69 who used chat-based AI at least once a week for its nationwide online survey in Japan. Another study by the Japanese Association for Sexual Education, a non-profit group, showed that 22% of girls in middle school reported having had inclinations to fictoromantic relationships in 2023, up from 16.6% in 2017. The number of marriages in Japan has roughly halved from 1947, which saw the first wave of a baby boom.